Hey guys, we finished the line work in the first part of the video. Now we are going to start adding colors to the drawing. If you didn't see the first part, I will leave a link to it below in the description. If you want to do the same colors as I did, you can just go to my Instagram or here on YouTube and make a screenshot of the image, and you can import it to the reference in Procreate. You can do that by going to Settings, Canvas, and you will find the reference option there. You can select the color from the reference image by holding down the finger on the color you want to pick. We will be using the studio pen to draw in the edges of the colors. You want to create a new layer, and we will move the layer below the line layers so the lines can still be visible as we do the colors. Now we simply want to trace over the lines and just watch out that we don't leave any empty space between the lines and the color. And when we do the whole head, we are going to simply fill it in. When you connected all the lines, just simply pull in the color from the top right corner and it will fill all the area between the lines. Now we are going to continue the same thing on the rest of his body. Go create a new layer, and we are going to select the orange from the carrot again, and we are going to fill in the color of the carrot same way as we did with the rabbit's body. Same thing with the leaves of the carrot. Create a new layer, select the color from the reference image, and we are going to do yet again the same thing. The reason why we are adding so many layers is because when we have every color on a separate layer, it makes it easier to switch the colors around later on. And it can also help you out when you start adding shadows and lights to the drawing. Create a new layer. We are going to select the pink color from the reference image for the inner part of the ears. We are going to add the same color to his cheeks. A new layer to color his hands and feet. When I first made this drawing, I went with brown body and white for hands and feet, but later I decided to switch it to these gray colors. Oh, and by the way, if you follow along, you can share your drawing to my Instagram. I would like to see how your drawing turns out and which colors you used. I will be coloring the glue and the tube on the same layer because I already knew I'm not going to switch any colors around there. So you can also do it on the same layer, or you can do it separately as you wish. And then just add some glue in between the two broken parts of the carrot. Okay, now we added all the colors. We are going to continue adding a little bit of color to the eyes, and after that we are going to add shadows to the drawing. Let's start with the eye. Since we drew it on the line layer, we are going to select that layer and alpha lock it. What this does is that it locks the area we colored in, and even if you go outside of that area, it won't have any effect. You will edit only the part that was already colored in before you alpha locked it. What we are doing next is creating a layer above the layer where the eye is and making it a clipping mask. This layer is now going to mask the layer below, and it will be only visible in that area of the drawing. Over the layer it is clipped to. We are going to make the eyes brown, and inside of that we are just going to go over with a little bit darker brown. And in the end we are just going to add a little white glow to it. We will create a new layer for the shadow, and we want to place it on top. I am going to use a dark purple color for the shadows. You can use blue or just black or any other color you prefer. Just test it out and see how it looks. To start, I'm going to decrease the opacity to 50% of the shadow layer. And what you want to do next is go select the first color we added, the color of the body, and click select. This way, when you draw, it's only going to draw in that area and not outside of it. This makes it a lot easier to draw only in the colored area and not go out of the lines by accident. Go back to your shadow layer while keeping the body layer selected. And we can start adding shadows to our drawing. We will start with the eye sockets. Now, as you can see, we added shadow over the eyeballs, and that's not something we want, but we can simply go and select the layer where the eye is, and then just go back to the shadow layer and click on it and just clear. That will delete the area around the eyes. We are going to go back and select the layer with the body color, go back to the shadow layer and continue adding shadows. Here I'm decreasing the shadow to 25% because it was a bit too dark, or even 20%. And just continue with the next eye socket. Now select the carrot layer, go back to your shadow layer and continue doing the same thing. Now you see why it's good to have so many layers, because it makes even the shading a lot easier. We are selecting the layer of the leaves now and continuing adding shadows. And lastly, selecting the glue and adding shadows there. We are going to do the same thing with lights. We are going to add a new layer. We are going to choose white, decreasing the opacity to 20%, but I think I'm gonna go back up to 40 because this is gonna be barely visible. And just like before, selecting the color of the body, going back to the light layer now and starting to add in lights. Now you can see here that the white light is affecting our line layer, so we are simply going to move the light layer below the layer with the lines, and there it's fixed. Selecting the layer with the carrot again, going back to the layer with lights and continue adding lights to the carrot. Just remember, this doesn't have to be realistic, just make it look kind of believable. Now we are going to add some lights to the glue and we are done with the lights as well. Okay, that's it for all the lights, but we are going to add some small details which are going to make the drawing even better. We missed some of the lights on the eyes and above the eyebrows, so we are going to add those extra in. We are going to do that on the same layer as the rest of the lights. Now with the darker orange, some extra details for the carrot. With all that done, we are going to color in some of the black lines with it. This is where it comes in handy, having the lines on a separate layers, because it makes the coloring a lot easier. So with alpha locking the layer with the lines, we can just go over them and color them in any color we wish. We are going to color in some of the black lines on the face with it. If you choose, you can color in all the black lines with it. It really comes down to preference if you want to have black lines in your drawing or not. That's it for the character. We are going to make a simple background and add some shadows to it. We are going to make the background below all the layers we did. I'm going to keep this very simple so we don't make the video any longer. But if you come up with a creative background, please tag me on my Instagram so I can see it. Now above the background layer, we are making a shadow using the soft brush and just lowering the opacity. At the end, instead of changing simply the background color, I just added a new layer all the way on the bottom and just filled it with a simple color. And we finished the drawing. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to see future videos, and if you liked it, please leave a comment below. I want to see who watched it till the end. See you in the next one. If you didn't see the first part of the video, you can click the link to it here, or you can find it in the description below.